What's good, people? It's your boy Vinny, your host of London Boy Podcast. I'm here today with my friend slash co-host David. David, what you saying, my brother?
Hey, I'm apparently the co-host now as well, so
Mate, you
this is
filmed a
new
few
news for
videos with
me.
me,
But
you filmed a few recordings, like you might as well be, fam. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
real talk, man.
I'm good. I'm good. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm brilliant, bro. I'm just grinding. I've just been releasing content on a daily basis, trying to get somewhat of an audience on the channel, on the platform, Just trying to
Yeah,
build.
the YouTube channel. I think each video, I think the new one you just uploaded today,
Mm,
was on like 30 views or something like that. Last time I
within the
saw.
hour. Yeah,
Within the hour, yeah, and then all the other videos are on 100 plus. So
obviously,
it's good for beginners, you know.
yeah, man. We're not banging views like KSI yet, but you know what I mean. It's not about that, to be honest with you. I think it's all about giving the people value that they need that will help someone. I'd rather, you know what I mean. I'd rather help someone and help them out with their day and give something positive to the world rather than be like a court jester and make clickbait videos just for views. Like, you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I think the point of this channel is honestly just to get some reassurance, get sort of a positive mindset from it, and maybe some advice as well. You know,
Yeah,
so
so
if someone's struggling in their life with something, maybe when it comes to dating or when it comes to sort of business or sort of like their own attitude in life.
yeah, hold on.
Um,
We ain't no dating coaches out here, but we can only speak from what we've lived.
yeah, we can only speak from what we lived, and maybe it can influence a few people that are listening in.
Yeah, 100%. And if you want to tell the listeners what they'd be expecting in the future in regards to this podcast and this channel.
So this channel we're going to be focusing on positive influences, and also we're going to be getting some special guests in. I know one or two people. Vinny knows one or two people. We just want people's positivity. You know, there's some people that I know
Mm,
who are quite successful in their industry, and it'd be nice to hear from them, and it might influence you, the viewer, to go and do your own thing.
yeah,
You might have something similar to the guest or similar to what me and Vinny have. So
yeah,
just keep on
100%.
listening. Keep on
100%.
listening.
And the thing about this channel is like we don't think that we're better than anyone. That's why I always invite my followers, my viewers to send me a DM and jump on. We could record something together, talk about whatever topic you want, as long as it's something, sensible, something productive and positive. We can do that. We just get involved in the conversation. So the topic for today is going to be the importance of positive influences and guidance in your life. So, David, when someone tells you, "Oh, this guy's a positive influence, that guy's a positive influence," what's the first thing that comes up in your head?
So is this for me, or is it asking other people?
Bro, when
Like,
someone says to you, "What's a positive influence?" Who do you think of?
um, so for example, a positive influence. I want to get deep into this actually, you know. I
Man,
want to
go
get deep
ahead, man. Go
into it.
ahead.
Um, First of all, I'm fortunate. I can't speak today. I'm fortunate enough to have my father around.
Mm,
I know some people sort of grew up in sort of single parent household.
yeah,
Luckily for me, my parents sort of stayed together. Thank God, you know.
definitely,
Um,
man.
and my parents, I'd say, yeah, I wouldn't say just my father. I'd say my parents have sort of guided me into sort of a good human in a way, you know, a good man with good morals and stuff. Um, and
Mm,
I'd say my second influence is probably Uh, I'd say probably my grandfather. My grandfather was very old school.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a story that really knows about my grandfather, which is quite funny.
Hey, we don't want to rattle any feathers, yeah. So keep it PG, man. Bro, just keep it PG.
But anyway, so yeah, my grandfather, yeah, he's quite old school, but he came to this country
Mm,
in I think 50s or yeah, late 50s,
yeah.
and he grinded his own way. So sort of, he started off working in a factory,
Hmm.
met his wife, had a family, and then started working in different sort of companies, and then had his own painting and decorating company
Mm.
for a little bit. And then when he was in his older age, he retired and sort of does his own stuff now.
And for those
And he's
that
still
don't know, where is your grandfather from? Where did he migrate from?
so my grandfather is from the Caribbean originally.
Mm.
The reason he came here is because he had a cousin.
Okay.
It wasn't a real cousin, it's sort of like what we call cousins, like family of the friends sort of thing.
Yeah, friends of
And
family, I know.
yeah, so he had a cousin here, and the cousin said like, "Oh, like I'll look after you," blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And at the time, they was promoting Britain to be this great place where you can earn lots of money and
Of course.
all of this stuff. And then when he arrived here, he said it was fucking freezing and it was like a grey, foggy day.
Yeah.
And he thought it was shit.
Mm. So in a way
But
that back in the day, the way that um Britain was promoted towards like immigrants to get them to come and work here, it was sort of like in a way it was sort of like America, like land of opportunity, you know?
yeah, it's the same thing. Like, the majority of my family went to America.
Mm.
My grandfather just had that cousin that he was good friends with,
He came
and
to the
sort of
UK.
persuaded, yeah, and he persuaded him to come to the UK, and that's how I was born, basically. So,
Yeah.
but my grandfather didn't have anything. He worked his way up and that, and then sort of taught my dad sort of good morals and that, and then I've learned those good morals from my father, you know. So
Yeah,
that's how I am as a person.
definitely. And funny enough, man, I can relate to that entirely. Like, I'm fortunate enough to, be in a two-parent household. They've brought me up with good values. My parents, they've always been against like smoking and drinking, all that kind of stuff. They don't even drink themselves. Like, they've always been pushing, the values of family, how important it is to stay together. Like family first, family over anything. And it's the same with me as well. Like my grandfather, he came in the 50s as well, to be honest with you. And he literally, yeah, when someone asked me, like, who's your idol, who inspires you, like, yeah, I could name all of these, celebrities and influencers, but to be completely real with you, to keep it 100, like, my grandfather is probably my biggest inspiration, just because of the fact that he came here. Same story, came here in the 50s with nothing in his pocket. He was just like a farmer, a farm boy from Sicily, and he literally started from rock bottom in England, cleaning people's houses, and eventually he built his way up. He paved his way, and he took care of his family. And if that's not an example, that's not something to look up to. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. And that sort of instilled inside me a sense of purpose, to be honest with you. And when I say sense of purpose, I mean like your life has to have some sort of drive that you want to achieve, because it's so easy to settle these days, like.
Yeah, okay. I just want to put a picture in people's heads. Like,
Mm.
imagine going to a country where you don't really speak the language of, you have basically no money.
No money,
You basically don't know what you're going to be doing there, but you just hope you're going to get some sort of money.
of course. And
It's crazy how difficult it was for them.
crazy, and that sort of time, there's all types of difficulties they faced, and they sort of just went along with it, and yeah, just kept on their grind. And just managed to raise a family, and yeah, like you can't really knock that sort of ambition.
Hmm. Now, for all the families that sort of have a single parent household, like obviously you probably look up to your mom, your father, your aunt, your uncle, your your grandparents, like whoever's looking after you or looked after you as a child. Just make sure they're the idol that you look up to. Like
Exactly.
I know some people's parents aren't the best in the world. Like
Mm,
I guess your parents aren't the best. But like my parents aren't the best. I wasn't born into a fucking millionaire's household. Yeah, like and
mm-hmm,
it's the same for you.
mm-hmm.
Um, but morally, we both grew up doing the correct thing,
Yeah,
and hopefully for people that have kids nowadays as well, hopefully they're teaching them to be morally correct in the future too.
of course. And the most important thing to have is values. Like you could be stripped down to zero. If you have values, that's gonna be the foundation that you're gonna build on. Because to be fair with you, mate, nowadays like people are chasing the wrong thing. Like, I'll give you an example. Like we just explained like our grandfather stories. Yeah,
Mm,
they literally their ambition was to come to the country, was something out of nothing, and eventually whatever they've worked for, take it back to their country and live a good life over there. I just feel
yeah,
like nowadays, children of immigrants, second, third generation, people they get lost in the sauce, so to speak. Like it's so easy to sort of like forget about why your grandparents came here, get caught up in let's say the drinking culture, get caught up in bloody sport culture, football hooliganism, get caught up in music, get caught up in all types of distractions that you just end up drifting and you know what I mean? You know the phrase, get lost in the sauce. End up spending your money on shit that don't matter, cars, designer clothes, whatnot. And nah, that's not the reason why your family struggled in the first place. Like, why do you think there's so many kids these days, like under 18, like 16-year-olds walking around London with knives? Like those people, they don't have any guidance, and it's truly sad. Like it's truly
well,
truly sad.
they do. To be honest, they do have guidance, but they have the wrong type of
They have the
guidance. They
wrong
have
type of
negative.
guidance,
Yeah, they have negative influences.
negative
So
influences, and
yeah, we're trying to give off a positive influence to some people. Like even if it affects one person out in the world,
yeah,
that's better than nothing.
if it changes
So
one life, if it's for it's better than changes zero lives. And nowadays, man, it's easy to just turn on the news. All you see is negativity. All you see is talks about COVID. All you see is like who got stabbed, who got shot.
you
So
can't
much.
say you can't say the c word too much on YouTube.
Fuck
That's
them, bro.
American.
Bro, I don't care. Like I said, bro, I don't care about money. The whole thing is about like people recognizing what's real, resonating with it, and what I mean, and being part of the journey. Like I don't care about no YouTube ads, bro. Nah, man, done all that shit, man. Uh,
We're keeping it real, yeah. This
yeah,
is free
100%,
content for
bro,
you. This is
100%.
free content.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. And yeah, so back to the guidance thing. Like a lot of these kids, man, they're looking up to these drill rappers, bro. These drill rappers, they're promoting serial killer mindset. Like saying that going out stabbing someone and rapping about it and rapping about how you'll do it again. That's a psychopathic behavior, and kids are looking up to that. And I just feel like the media doesn't do it any justice. They constantly allow that sort of stuff, that sort of garbage to be pumped out. And yeah, we just hope that we find a way for things to get positive and kids to be influenced positively. But positivity doesn't make money. Negativity makes money these days.
Yeah, there's a Jay-Z song, and he said he's trying to sell you $1 million for 9.99. So basically, that's the
Mm,
price of his album.
yeah.
And
Oh,
if you
sell
look
you
up,
$1 million game for 9.99.
no, no, no. So he's saying he's trying to give people $1 million. Yeah, like
A sort
how
of
to
advice.
invest, how to
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
how to grow their fortunes and their
Mm,
money for 9.99, the price of his album.
yeah.
Um, if you're like, I don't understand these kids here that um, are fighting over a block that their mum rents off the council.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't
what the
fighting
fuck is
over
up that?
postcodes that their mums don't own.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what the fuck is up with that? Like, we're civilized fucking humans. Yeah,
Well,
like
we're
just get on
civilized
with the shit.
humans. And the thing about
Yeah,
this world, yeah, we live in a capitalist society. You're literally free to be whatever you want to be in the world. You know, why are you going to be a product of your environment? Like, so what? We come from a shit area. It doesn't mean you have to live a shit life.
exactly. Like obviously you've come from Camden. I've come from sort of like Hackney and that.
Mm.
Anyone that doesn't know London, it's not the nicest areas in the
But it's not the
world.
nicest place. Like,
Yeah, but we're making something out of ourselves, and there's loads of other people like Lord Alan Sugar.
mm,
He actually went to the same school as my dad.
really, where was that?
Um, I can't remember the name of the school. So it's like, I wish I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord Alan Sugar, he came from sort of like the same sort of neighborhood. Well, I think he came from. Well, I think he came from the same sort of neighborhood, sort of like where I'm from, basically.
Okay, okay.
And yeah, I think he's a billionaire or multi-millionaire or
Pretty
close to a
much.
billion.
Pretty
So
much. You know.
yeah,
And yeah, bruv, I just feel like I go to London nowadays. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, I do go back and visit and all that sort of stuff. I do. Obviously, I'm from Camden. I'm a Camden boy. I do enjoy going to Camden Market just for the vibe. You know, there's nice restaurants there. There's a nice little touristy vibe going on there. But when I go to London, bruv, not just London, but everything. Like I see everything for what it really is, and I'm going there and I'm still seeing people. You know, you can tell when you see a gang member. You can tell when you see like a hood rat or a roadman. You
yeah. So
know,
like for example, you don't want to be a product of your environment.
100,
Yeah.
100.
So if you come from a shit area, don't be a shit person. Um,
Exactly. And
you, and also I was going to say as well, it's like that night that we went out to see your friend, and there was these guys that said, "Oh, can I have a tissue? Can I have a tissue?"
yeah, just
Um,
being dummy behavior, bro.
yeah, so these
Dummy
guys
behavior.
basically, let me try and picture the scenario. So we was out with his friends, and we was just having a few drinks and that. And there's some guys saying like, "Oh," to the stranger saying like, "Oh, can we have a tissue? Can we have a tissue?"
Hmm.
And obviously, you wouldn't go up to a stranger and say, "Can we have a tissue?" They're looking for fucking coke, yeah.
Hmm.
And it's just toxic behavior from them, and I'm just like, you came from a shit area. Why be a shit person? You know?
And that's the thing, like, and to be honest, I don't really want to knock anyone's hustle. Yeah, there's some people like they've had it worse than others, but then
Mm.
there's that sort of gang culture thing where you're literally administering barbaric serial killer behavior of "Oh, I'm going to go around stabbing people." And from what I've seen recently, 16-year-olds, you know, bro, in England, in the legal age to be an adult is 18. 18 years old, you're an adult. 16-year-olds murdering each other. They're children doing psychopathic stuff. And I just think it's
Mm.
ridiculous, man. Like we don't live in a third world country, for fuck's sake, man. This is England. This is a developed country. It's a United Kingdom, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I just
But let's get back to the
so back to the positive
subject.
influence aspect of it. I just feel I'm just very fortunate that I've got a lot of positive influences, and you have enough positive influences. But enough about me and us and you. Let's talk about people that other people can look up to be positive. Let's point them in the right direction. Simply because most influencers nowadays is just some rapper talking about shooting and selling drugs. You know.
Yeah. Um, it depends on the person's situation, obviously. So if you're
Mm,
in, like, we can't guess what people's situations are like. Yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's going through different things, different times.
yeah.
But the main influence is obviously, I want to start off with you. I'm not talking about
Yourself.
you, Vinny. Yes, I'm saying to yourself, like,
Right?
okay, I need to do this, do that.
Like just like
Or
Michael
set up,
Jackson said, yeah. Like I'm starting with with the man in the mirror, you know. So you got to
yeah,
start with the man in the mirror.
yeah, start with the man or woman in the mirror,
Yeah.
and you have to look at yourself and be like, okay, I want to achieve this in my life. How do I get there?
Mm.
And then once you get to that goal, get to another goal,
And
and then
before
another
before
goal.
before you fast forward to get to the goal, you have to know how to set goals. You know, you have to set realistic steps in front of you that you can achieve bit by bit. Because Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah. So, for example, okay, you may not be able to start your own business, yeah,
Mm.
but or own a building to start your own business.
Yeah.
But if you can stack the shelves in
Yeah.
that business and you're getting income for that, then that's good enough, you know?
Definitely, definitely, and talk a bit about influencers and influences for that matter. There's a lot of influencers on YouTube that they say, oh, like quit your job, start a business right away, dive into it, blah blah blah. But they don't tell you the nitty gritty. They don't tell you the bricks of it. And not everyone's fortunate enough to have money to throw into business and whatnot. So, like, even if you have to go and work a 9 to 5 for a short period of your life, like literally take out 6 months to 2 years of your life, work a 9 to 5 if you have to, stack all of your money, if not all of your money, stack the majority of your money. I guarantee you, like by the end of those 6 months, by the end of that year, those 2 years, you'll have a nice bit of saving laying around. And with that nice bit of saving, buy a fucking car to show off, invest that in a business because that's the only way out.
Invest it in a business. Maybe if you've got enough money, you can get a mortgage on a property and then rent it out. You can, by the way, if you're living in a council property, right? And you're paying the council rent, blah blah blah.
Mm,
And if you've got enough money to buy your own property and then rent it out, you can do that, by the way. So even if you are, um, yeah, living in a council property, you can rent out a property. So
mm, definitely, definitely.
yeah,
And yeah, and there's other ways as well, man. Like if you feel like you have a talent, yeah, if you feel like you're good at a certain sport, or you feel like you can sing, you can rap, like don't be afraid to show your talent, bruv. Like make those YouTube videos, make those songs. Like fuck what anyone else thinks, man. Just do you. Just do you.
yeah.
Trust me.
I feel like there's a lot of people that think like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to be judged by my friends or people that know
Yeah.
me. Fuck the people. Who gives a fuck? They're gonna if you die tomorrow, do you think that those people gonna really care? Like, they're gonna get on with their lives and shit, you know?
Bro, and the
So
way I see it, yeah, like I wish, like the mindset I had now, I fucking wish I had it 5 years ago, bro. I wish I had it 5 years ago, man. Honestly, on what anyone else thinks. Like those people, think about it, man. Think about it. When you're really thinking about, oh, well, what's he gonna think? What's she gonna think? Like, think about it. If you was broke, yeah. If you was zero in your bank account and you was fucking broke, are those people that you're worried about gonna help you out? Really think about
no,
that. No. You know who's going to help you out? Your family, and the handful of friends in your tiny circle, they're the people that are going to help you out.
As
And
well as yourself as well.
as well as yourself. Think about it, man. You're born alone in this world, so you've got to be your own best friend. You got to be your own best friend, bro. Like I can only share my experience, bro. Like coming out of uni, yeah. Like imagine, obviously I got my law degree in that. Bro, I didn't even have a fucking graduation. Oh, sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I didn't have a graduation because of COVID. COVID came about as soon as I finished my dissertation and got my grades. So instead of celebrating because of COVID, I was literally out there looking for jobs. I can honestly tell you, I've applied for over 200 jobs, bro. 200 jobs. And I got about 15 to 20 interviews. I got
That's
rejected.
still good. That's still good to be
Bro, I
honest.
faced so much rejection. It's unbelievable. I faced so much rejection. And trust me, bro, that shit is so. What's the word for it, man? Is it disparaging? It's so disparaging. But what it doesn't matter if you fail. What matters is if you get up and try again until you keep going. It only takes that one
Mm.
victory and then you're out of there. You understand?
You, you better take the shot. If what? Okay, let me try and rephrase this phrase. It's better to take 100 shots than none at all. You know.
Literally, man, you never know which one's gonna go in. Trust me. It only takes that one shot to go in, to win, grab you that victory and change your life potentially. But it's got to start with you. It all starts with you. How much do you really want it? How sick are you of being in that situation? Because I'm telling you, bro, like 2, 3 years ago, when I was at uni, yeah, I knew I was doing something positive. But I was broke, man, and I was so fucking sick of being broke. Imagine, like, you can't, bro. If you want to go out for, you want to go out for dinner, you can't do that, bro. You have to budget your pennies, bro. If you want to buy
Yeah,
that
I feel.
thing,
I just want to say as well. Like I
yeah,
know some people that have been in real tough situations, a lot worse than yours, and there's probably
yeah.
people out there that's got really, really serious shit going on.
Everyone's got it worse than the next man. Trust me.
Yeah, and I respect anyone that's got a shit going on and is still keeping level headed, you know.
Yeah, keep level-headed and
Um,
keep going, man.
the next thing to do if you are in a difficult situation is obviously just keep trying what you're trying and look for maybe alternative ways if that situation that you're trying to do doesn't work. Obviously, people got plan A,
But you gotta have a
sometimes a
plan B,
plan.
C, D, E. You know.
Yeah, you got to have lots of different plans sort of lined up because obviously you're not going to be successful with the first one. You might be successful with the second, third, or fourth, or fifth.
Yeah,
It
man.
really depends. Um, but the main thing is you just got to keep on trying. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm not going to give up until I succeed.
Until you succeed, trust me.
Yeah.
And that's the way to go at it. And I just want to add a point there. Like people, like you gotta stop drifting, bro, through life. Like if your life is not where you want it to be, stop drifting. And when I say drifting, I mean stop fucking. What the fuck you doing? Going out drinking every weekend if you're broke, if you're not working. First of all, second of all, smoking, bro. You're only killing yourself. You're administering a slowly death. People that smoke weed, like fuck that Snoop Dogg, what Wiz Khalifa has to say, like you're burning off your brain cells, bro. That's drifting. If your life's not where you want it to be, don't fucking be drifting. Trust me. And also another thing as well, like you can drift by looking at the media. Like stop watching Netflix, bro. Like I tell you, the most important film you're gonna watch, the most important movie you're gonna watch in your life is not on. It's not on Netflix. It's not on BBC. The most important movie is your life, bruv. You're the star of your own movie, and you gotta take control of that shit.
Wow, that's some motivation.
Oh,
Like,
that's
if people
true,
aren't
man.
if people aren't if people are listening to this here and don't get motivated, then I don't know what we can do. Like that's some pure dedication or some more pure
But
motivation.
you know
Like
what it
people
is,
need
bro?
to
Because
get up and do their shit.
you know what it is, bro? Because it pisses me off, bro. Because people like will deliberately, like, if they see you doing something different, they'll deliberately throw shit your way, innit? They'll deliberately make you look like a fool. But like, the way I see it, one track mind, bro. Have that tunnel vision. Go for it. And what people
Yeah.
think, and keep
And
trying
and
until you get it.
and by the way, guys, this mindset has been put in by people around us. So this is why we're saying positive influences around you is how it's been crazy important. You
But you
know,
can't have bums around you, bro.
yeah.
As
We
harsh
could
as
be
it
talk.
sounds, you can't have bums around you.
No, we could be talking about like negative shit
And
and being
negative
negative,
people,
and
man. There's,
yeah,
trust me, I've
we both
experienced
know.
it. There's people out there that you see them, they got nothing positive to say, bro. There's always, oh, do you remember when things said this? Do you remember when that happened? They're trying to make you drift in it. They're trying to make you slip up. You can't have them people around you because if you're racing to the finish line and you slip up, you're gonna land and fucking fall on your face. You feel me? I'm not on the I'm on a marathon, innit? I'm trying to get there. And the only people gonna help me are the people that want to get to the finish line with me. You understand?
Mm,
Like
yeah.
how do you expect to want to do well if you're constantly with people talking about what did thing what are the ops doing? You know what I mean? Thinking about beef, think about what that person said or what that person said. Nah, bro, you need to think about your own life, innit?
Yeah, individualism. I know it sounds a bit selfish, but it's
But the thing is,
what makes the world go
if you're
round.
not selfish, if you ain't got yourself, who the fuck has you, bro? Who really has you? Think about it.
By the way, guys, you can obviously hear quite a lot of passion
A
coming
lot of
from Vinny
passion,
here.
bro. You know why?
This
You
is
know,
this isn't just Italian sauce coming out here. This is just pure.
no, but
Is
you know
pure
why I have that
emotion.
passion? You know why I have that passion? Because I know what it feels like to feel on your own, feel trapped in your own fucking head, yeah. And there's no one to help you. No one is gonna come and give you a handout. When you're fucking down, yeah. Sorry for the swearing. When you're down, people are not gonna give you a hand. They're gonna point the finger at you and laugh at you for being a bum. And I'm talking from first-hand experience. And the only way you can get out of that situation is if you, pardon my French, you gotta fucking grow a pair of balls, innit? And just fucking do what you do. Like, don't care what people think because those people, they're not gonna help you when you're broke and struggling. They're not. And that's the harsh reality. You understand?
Um, yeah, positive influences can be anything around you. So like friends, family, or whatever. You know, the
Yeah.
people that are judging you on social media or whatever.
Mm.
Those are the negative influences. Those are people that are bringing you down, making sure you're sort of not feeling as good as you can be.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm not saying to have fucking like hype men or hype women around
No,
you
you
and giving
can't
you
you can't
false
be around yes man, but you gotta be around people that are gonna give you
positive people.
positive
Yeah,
feedback, positive people, and they're gonna tell you when you're fucking up as well.
yeah. There's been times where I fucked up, and there's been times where like you fucked up, and like, we just told each other. It's like,
We've
look,
held each other
man,
accountable. Like, mate, you gotta
mm,
fix up, bruv.
mm,
You know. And I feel truly blessed that now I've got the friend group that I've got, man. Like, I'm around a lot of positive people. I'm around a lot of people that just get on with their shit, do well in their own life, and they're helpful, man. They're helpful, bro. Imagine a majority of my friend group now they're all banging out that trading thing, bruv. They're all doing well at
yeah,
trading. Like you, bro, you've got your fucking business going for you, man. Commendable, trust me. Like,
mm,
you think I'm friends with any gangbangers? You think I'm friends with any bums? Nah, mate. I'm friends with people that are trying to get to places. And the thing is,
mm,
I didn't just wake up one day. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go. Nah, bro. But this ain't
yeah.
no message, bro. This is for the listener, bro. This is for to help the listener. You know.
Yeah. This is for the listener. So if you're in a negative mindset and there's negative people around you, close them off, get them
Yeah.
out of your life. I know it might seem harder than um, it seems. Like I know some people may have like a negative family around them.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is just try and get as much money as possible and go out and do your own thing,
Trust me.
move out.
And also, like for all the guys out there, man. Like, your life is not where you want it to be. If you're broke, if you feel bummy, if you wake up every morning and you're not jumping out of bed and you're like, shit, where's my life going? The last thing you want to do is be chasing women, bruv. The last thing you want to do is think about what party you're going to go to. The last thing you want to do is fucking think about like the joint you want to smoke. Nah, you got to think about patterning your life, bruv.
Yeah, I've been in sort of bad influences like that. I've been like chasing women and stuff like that.
And that's
And
all examples of drifting, man.
yeah, and I was drifting. And honestly, I think that my 2020, I knew where I was going and sort of like the middle of it. I was like, okay, I'm going to start my own business. But at the start of 2020, I was working and then COVID happened and then everything stopped. And then I was having problems with my ex and I was drifting for a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, man.
But I switched up. I changed pretty quick, and then I was like, what, I'm going to focus. And then even in 2021, I've got so much stuff going on already that I'm pretty proud of myself, like I've done X, Y, and Z already in 2020, and it's like we're basically halfway through March, so it's
And
quarter of the year gone.
And another thing for the people out here, man, like, don't be afraid to put the work in. Trust me, don't be afraid to put the work in because I'll give you an example, yeah. There was times when, like, I wasn't working and I was just finishing uni. I was just chilling at home, nothing to do, no income coming in, no goals, like, no goals going nowhere. My only support mechanism was the gym, innit? My only support mechanism was the gym. But then when I saw like my friends, like my positive influences, like doing their thing, going to work, getting money, brother, I was just literally stuck at home with no direction, brother. That's the
Mm.
worst thing, like being with no direction. That's drifting as well.
Yeah, I say like the start of 2020, you were sort of in the same position as me, sort of like
And it's not because
yeah, drifting.
and it's not because we woke up one day, yeah, we're gonna be. I mean, nah, bruv, COVID, bruv. COVID happened to everyone, not just you, not just the individual, you know.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah, it
bruv,
affected everyone.
exactly. But the same way you fall down, you gotta get back up. I
Mm.
mean, you gotta get back up, and I can apply that in all areas of my life, even driving lessons. Yeah, my driving test, bro. There was a point when I'm not gonna lie, bro. I failed plenty of times, bro, plenty of times. But to the point where I thought, bruv, is this shit even worth it? Then I
Mm.
just one day I got up, I patted myself up, and I done it. I kept throwing the shots until I hit the target, man. That's
Yeah.
literally what that mindset. You should apply that to every area of your life, whether it be weight loss, whether it be your finances, your saving, whether it be your business, whether it be anything, bruv, your work, your job, trying to go for that promotion. Like keep focused, bro. People keep focused. Don't let the news, the media throw you off. Oh, COVID, sit your ass. Take a seat. Don't do nothing with your life. Wait until the government gives you the green light. Nah, bro. Man up, stand up for yourself and think, nah, I'm gonna go for mine. I'm gonna go for mine.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully, guys, you take a positive influence from this podcast today.
Yeah. And one
There's going
last
to be
thing,
more.
people. One last thing, man. You only get one life, bro. And as sad as it sounds, we only have a limited amount of time on this planet. So we gotta make the most
That's
of it.
very true.
We gotta make the
That's
most of
very
it,
true.
man.
Yeah, time's always an expenditure. It's like I like to say money comes and goes. So I don't really like as long as you're generating some sort of income, then you're perfectly fine.
Bro,
Um,
bro, trust me, money it's a resource. I always say it's a resource, man. Because you can't take it with you. Your time, yeah. Your time. You don't wanna be living life drifting, bro. And by drifting I don't just mean not get money. I mean you're constantly with the same dramatic, problematic people. Gonna draw you into trouble. You're constantly like administering bad habits on yourself. You're poisoning yourself. You're drinking every week and you're smoking every day. Like drifting it comes in all types, in all shapes and sizes, you know.
Yeah, it comes in all different types and shades. So
Yeah, man. So yeah, just a little like bit of motivational message right there, bit of positive message right there.
a very passionate motivational message. Yeah, I can say from you, innit?
Yeah, and but you know where this passion comes from, bro. It doesn't come from like, oh yeah, I'm gonna feel passionate today. No, it comes from years and years of failing. It comes from years of people telling you're not good enough, failing, rejection after rejection, bro. That's where the fire comes from. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah. No, yeah, definitely on it, and I want everyone else to be on it as well. You know,
On it, and
as
people,
long as
bro.
as long as you've got your shit going, people, then you're doing the correct thing. It could be as simple as cleaning your bedroom for the day. Yeah, that can be a
Mm,
goal. It could be going out for a run,
yeah.
or it can be even a bigger task or a bigger goal where you can say, okay, I'm going to open up my own shop. Like,
Mm,
yeah, as long as you've got a goal in life, you're doing a lot better than some other people.
yeah, and people, I stress this again, like, I'm not better than any of you. We're not better than none of you. We're all human.